Welcome to our channel. Today we're discussing the shocking $78 billion China and Russia energy project that has scared Europe. The project aims to provide China with an extensive supply of natural gas from Russia, and the implications of this move are causing concern among European leaders. Stay tuned as we dive into the details and explore what this project means for the future of these two countries. The project is named Power of Siberia 2 and is set to be built soon. This new pipeline will replace the existing one that was built in 2014, through which China has been receiving natural gas from Russia. The existing pipeline, called Power of Siberia, has been operational since 2019. But before we move forward, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below to stay updated with our latest videos. Now, let's dive in. Let's know about this project in detail. China and Russia have initiated this joint energy project worth a staggering $78 billion. While China is one of the most economically powerful countries in the world and has good relations with most nations, it has come forward in support of Russia, which has faced sanctions from Europe due to the Ukraine-Russia conflict. The conflict resulted in major setbacks for both countries, with Russia being the most affected as the entire world sympathized with Ukraine. However, China seems to have an inordinate interest in associating with Russia, which has abundant natural resources, especially oil and natural gas. Since Russia is the biggest country in the world, and its land is filled with resources, with this project, China has set its eyes on the best resources Russia has to offer. On average, Russia would make more than $500 million each day from oil and natural gas, and the financial benefits it is achieving through these natural resources are huge. However, Russia was highly dependent on these resources, especially in the regions of Siberia and East Siberia. Russia was extremely dependent on European countries before in terms of finance. These European countries were also dependent on Russia for natural resources. But as sanctions were imposed on Russia, they couldn't supply natural gas, which affected the European countries that were heavily dependent on Russia. The trade relation between Russia and European countries has altered as European countries are no longer seeking the aid of Russia. Thus, Russia was looking for a country that would uplift it politically and economically, and that's where China enters the scene. China's involvement in this project with Russia had a significant impact on its development. When China offered to help with the project, Russia recognized China as a qualified country to be associated with, and they did not refuse their offer, as they did not have any better option in Asia than China. So, what's the reasoning behind this energy project? China has a high demand for energy, particularly in the natural gas sector. With limited resources of their own, they turn to Russia for a supplier. Natural gas is a preferred energy source for China due to its low environmental impact, and Russia had an abundant supply available. The low-cost supply of natural gas from Russia was a major factor in this partnership, as no other country was willing to provide it at such a reasonable price. Despite Russia being heavily criticized for its conflict with Ukraine, China remained neutral and diplomatic. The country knew that there would be future needs with the same country, and it did not want to take sides. Russia and China utilized the opportunity to boost trade between the two countries. Due to China's involvement and purchase of natural gas, Russian exports witnessed a maximum boost. The trade volume between the two countries also increased and reached $200 billion through the Siberian pipeline. But why did they decide to build a new pipeline? The answer lies in the increasing demand for natural gas, which has put a strain on existing pipelines. Russia and China's previous pipeline couldn't handle the volume of natural gas that was needed, so a new pipeline was necessary. The new pipeline will transport 10 million cubic meters of gas, with the capacity increasing to 38 billion cubic meters by 2025. China has already planned to initiate the plans until 2025. The supply rate of natural gas increased to a higher amount after the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Even if Europe tried to rebuild their relationship with Russia by lifting the sanctions, Russia wouldn't be able to go back. Russia needs to provide massive amounts of natural gas to Asia. and due to a confidential agreement with China, they wouldn't be able to provide large amounts of natural gas to European countries from now on. This pipeline will begin in Russia and end in China, with the pipelines being built in the Yamal Peninsula first, followed by Mongolia and finally in China. One of the key features of this project between China and Russia is the construction of the world's largest cross-border pipeline. Spanning a staggering length of 8,000 meters, this massive pipeline is set to have an annual capacity of 50 million cubic meters. Many countries are eagerly anticipating the execution of this ambitious plan, as they see it as a potential game-changer in the energy sector. However, the project has also raised concerns, with some questioning whether it can live up to its promises. Effective planning and determination will be crucial to make this project a success. Despite its impressive scale and capacity, the completion of the pipeline will only give us hope for the future. However, it will require careful management and cooperation between all parties involved to ensure its long-term viability. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how this ambitious energy project unfolds and whether it lives up to its expectations. One of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is whether China and Russia will be able to successfully pull off this massive energy project. With Mongolia situated between the selected locations for the pipeline to pass, the approval of Mongolia is critical to the success of this project. As such, China and Russia are arranging an immediate meeting with Mongolia, as their dream plan is currently in the hands of Mongolia. If Mongolia approves the project, it could change the status of both countries. China and Russia have selected 2024 as the year for the launch of the pipeline, and the project is estimated to take 6 years to complete. It won't be until 2030 that the pipeline will be fully functional and operating efficiently. However, with a budget of $78 billion, there is a high chance that Russia and China will exceed the budget, as the cost of materials is expected to rise in the coming years. When we take a look at the history of both countries, we can see that this is not a new idea, as both Russia and China have a long-lasting relationship and have worked together on various projects in the past. The relationship between China and Russia has always been amicable and cooperative, with no major conflicts or disagreements. Together, they form a powerful duo, and if things continue to go well, they could become even more influential in the global energy market. This new $78 billion energy project is a prime example of their collaboration, and it's not just limited to this one project either. China and Russia have the potential to expand their relationship to other ventures in the future, with mind-blowing plans in the works. The collaboration between China and Russia has been further solidified by the common ground they share in their relationship with the Western countries. Both China and Russia have faced sanctions from the West, and their alliance provides a degree of insulation against those measures. This project is beneficial for both parties, with China receiving a low-cost supply of natural gas and Russia gaining a reliable customer. However, this newfound friendship has caused concern for Europe. If Russia is providing natural gas to China without facing any sanctions, then Europe will be left behind in the global energy market. The European market has imposed sanctions on both Russia and China in the past, and the prospect of them losing out on this deal is a worrying one. As for the execution of this $78 billion pipeline plan, that remains to be seen. Will Europe retaliate if Russia cuts ties with them? Will the sanctions imposed by Europe on Russia be lifted before the project is executed? These are important questions that need to be addressed in the coming days and weeks. What's clear is that this energy project has certainly raised some eyebrows and caused a fair amount of concern across the globe. Comment down below your thoughts on this matter. If you found this information informative and engaging, then you might be interested in receiving more content like this in the future. To stay up to date with the latest news and insights, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that like button. Hit the bell icon and be the first to know about future updates and informative pieces. And by liking our content, you'll help us reach a wider audience, allowing us to continue bringing you quality content. Thanks for watching.